my manufacturer. I didn't actually think anything for my fashion line would get done while I was away. I'm dog sitting for Tara and Jesse while they're on their honeymoon. But apparently it is. My manufacturer came back from wherever he went, and he's going to cut the samples, and he got to finally look at the fabrics. And I totally forgot when we were shopping for fabrics that our colors were cohesive, like actually pretty spot on, so you wouldn't notice a difference. And one fabric made the lining as well as like the belt and the back of the shirt, and the textured fabric went on top of the lining and made, just a dull layer. It wasn't a flare. It wasn't part of the belt. It wasn't part of the back of the shirt. It wasn't part of the collar. And with these two new fabrics, they're different colors, and they're not the same at all. So I had to call him, or he had to call me because he was confused on what to do. And I think as of right now, we're going forward with everything kind of being the textured fabric. And if I can get a sample lining at the same color instead of that stark white that it is, then we can go forward with the original idea. If we go forward with it all being texturized and the stark white being used as a lining instead only, and then the flare, the belt, the back, the collar of the neck piece, all being made out of the texturized fabric too, then I have to go back to my pattern person and adjust my patterns and my markers. And it's not that big of a deal, but I do know for a fact that these fabrics are probably not going to be my final fabrics. My texture fabric may be final, but my lining, although I love the fabric, I love the feel of it, it just has to be a different color. It has to be more of a cream like the textured fabric than the stark white. Or the textured fabric has to be stark white. They just have to be cohesive. Otherwise, I'm not 100% sure if pattern on pattern on pattern on pattern on pattern would look great. I like the fact that my outfit is, a clear, smooth fabric here. Then you have your texturized pattern. Then on the belt, it's the clear, smooth fabric. And then you have the texturized fabric on the pants. And then for the flare, you have your smooth fabric or your texturized fabric with no lining. And for me, that is something I don't know if I want to lose. So these samples are probably going to give me a better idea on if my size range is accurate and not if my fabric is final. Because I think I like my texturized fabric, but it may actually be my lining instead, and we might have to find another fabric to go on top of that one. And that is absolutely fine, because that's actually closer to the original lining up fabric than the other fabric. Because what's really weird about this is I picked for my second layer fabric, my texturized fabric, what basically was used for my lining. Just a little different. So we might end up switching that up and finding something similar to the texturized fabric from the original sample piece and putting that on top. There's so many options. I'm just hoping that I have the time and the financial stability to do it. Because if I don't, then I'm unfortunately just playing dress up and wasting my time. But either way, I have a good feeling about this. I don't know if these samples are going to be 100% when I do see them, but I do know that this texturized fabric is probably, in a sense, either one of my final fabrics or going to get me to both of my final fabrics. This stark white might not be it, but I do love the way the stark white looks over the cream color. So I don't know, maybe we'll go back to where I bought the fabric and see if they have the fabric in different colors available at the same yardage availability. Because that's another thing we always have to take into account, is if we can get more of it. And if it's not gonna go out of stock eventually, because if I can't get more of it and it becomes a big hit and I have to make more than 100 pieces, then I might be screwed if they don't have any more fabric after 100 yards. So, who knows? I'm excited. I'm a little scared. I'm really nervous. But I have to deal with that when I get back from dog sitting. So, yay. Bye, y'all.